The following is a presentation of iRacing.com motorsport simulations on LSRTV, the voice of sim racing. The following is a presentation of iRacing.com motorsport simulations on LSRTV, the voice of sim racing.
Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. It's LSRTV's continued coverage of the ASCORS Truck Series, presented by Garrett Smithley Racing, right here on iRacing Live. The regular season is all said and done. It's chase racing time here, and it all kicks off tonight at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway as we get set to embark on our first ever ASCORS SegPay Truck Series right here on LSRTV. 100 laps, the scheduled distance for these drivers, 100 miles is the length of the race here tonight at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. One of the trickiest racetracks when you come to on the NASCAR circuit here. Very flat oval, long straightaways. You got to be very patient through the corners here. We'll talk more about that tonight as we discuss that, along with our rest of our broadcast crew, which includes myself, Andy Kessler, joining me tonight, Kelly Dahl, as well as Daniel Eberhardt, and as always, the lovely and talented Cisco Scaramuza, getting the picture to you that you see on your screen. So tonight, with all this action coming on, the chase, 7 races to get the job done. Nothing matters what we saw all regular season. The 12 that have made it into the chase are here to stay as we get set to crown this season's champion. But before we do that, and before we get tonight's race, let's send it down trackside now for tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I want to thank Jaden Berkey for that rendition of the national anthem, and as always, the virtual Thunderbirds for the flyover as well here at New Hampshire. Qualifying is all said and done. How about it? Let's look trackside now for tonight's LSRTV starting lineup. On the pole, how about the super sensational rookie, the 01 Alex Bergeron, having a phenomenal season. He will start off on the pole here tonight with a fast time of a 31.191, a little better than the 10th of the 83 truck, Adam Benefield. He will start on the outside of row number 1. Row number 2, it's going to be the Byron Daly machine in the third spot. It's his outside the 19 of Tyler Dalton. And JD Laird, our segment 1 champion in that 23 truck. He's going to roll off 5th.
Starting alongside him in 6th place, the 36 of Bentley Glazier. Right behind them, Logan Clampett and Justin Weaver will be in 7th and 8th. Alan Cryer will be rolling off in 9th position, and rounding out your top 10, the 20 of Chad Coleman.
Rolling off in position 11, Doy Woods in the 91. To his outside, David Ackney rolling off 12th. 13th, Seth Fowdy in the 17 machine. Rolling off 14th is EJ O'Rourke in the 41. And rounding out your top 15 is the 99 of Tommy Ron.
Jake Simmons in the 03 will start 16th tonight. 17th to Tyler King. Matthew Quick in the 89. He will roll off 18th. 19th goes to Steve. It's Brian Schoenburg, while Paul Cooper, Richard Beasley, Ray Rittenauer, Jake Champion, Cody Welker, and the 62 of John Wilco will make up this 26 truck field here tonight. Guys, real quick before we get this thing underway, 12 drivers get to make it into this championship hunt. The big picture of that is only one driver made it in on wins. That was Doy Woods. He did that with the win in the first race of the season in that 91 truck at Daytona as the field starts to roll. But you guys, all the rest of these guys, they were here. We had tons of winners, but they were all those guys coming in to basically to steal the show. Guys like Logan Clampett, we see here in the field tonight.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of drivers that did commit the full season, so that did kind of take away from our winners that advanced in. However, it means that all these guys that got into the chase fought their way in. They didn't just luck out on one night getting a good race one night. They fought every night, placed well every night, and made it here on points. So I think we're going to have a very strong chase grid.
That we will. We'll talk a little bit more about the rest of the drivers that are in the chase grid here over the course of the night, but we get set to get the green flag underway. The 01 of Alex Bergeron looks to do just that. Pace car down to pit road as we wait. The green flag will wave. We're underway at New Hampshire for 100 laps. It's a SegPay truck series for ASCORS, and it's underway. Chase racing here at New Hampshire.
Yeah, we see these top 4 starting to shape themselves out. Actually, just the top 3 get down to single file. We got them side by side, though, just behind them, and everyone's still just trying to find their way to that best line off this huge scramble of a start.
So we talk about this racetrack being really a real tough place to pass, and I'll throw this to Daniel right now. Daniel, this you raced here so many times. The high line, the second groove, third groove, that's really the fastest way around this racetrack. You'll see guys with the fresher tires try the inside move like we're seeing the 44 Logan Clampett do back there for that 5th spot, but it is so hard to pass on that bottom side. That top side just gets enough momentum.
Yeah, you can pass on the bottom when you're on fresh tires, but after you just get about, if you can get the bottom to work, and I think like the 44 just cleared JD Laird right there, making the bottom work. If you can do that like Logan Clampett's doing right now, you're going to end up in victory lane.
Yeah, making the bottom work. We got a note, though, too. His bottom was actually 2 lanes from the yellow line. It's the interesting part with this racetrack. You cannot run down by that yellow line. You'll absolutely kill your speed, kill your momentum down these front stretch, and you'll get eaten alive, and it'll make for a long, long night right now. Some side-by-side action going outside the top 5 right now. Bentley Glazier trying to move forward. As at 23, and JD Laird actually struggling a little bit here after starting in that 5th spot. Looks like he's going to lose another one and drop to 7th.
And Justin Weaver is like right on top of them, just trying to see if he could find his way through. Just about nearly made it 3 wide last time coming through turn 3, but he's just looking for his gap right now. Now he's going to move to that outside line, see if he can get a better run off of turn number 2, but can't quite make it as we see some slower traffic, thankfully staying to the inside of this quite wide racetrack. But as you said, it's very wide, but there's only really 1 lane around it, so it kind of narrows it down, the actual like racing surface down a bit. I mean, yeah, you have this big wide track, but really the only time you're going to be going down there or around this track in those areas is if there's something going wrong and you have to get around someone that's spinning out.
Yeah, one of those drivers having some problems, our pole sitter. The 01, Alex Bergeron, falling deep out of contention right now for the time being. Not sure exactly what happened to that 01. We'll check on that a little bit later. But how about Adam Benefield taking over to race lead here? He is in the chase. One of those drivers we expect to see in victory lane once or twice over the course of the season. He's had a great season so far. However, it was good enough to get here. Now you can see how strong that driver has been. He's leading this race right now. He's actually pulling away from Byron Daly, a NASCAR PK Antifreeze driver right now, about some 7/8 truck lengths now as they head back down the straightaway to 3.
And we're seeing just a little bit back, Logan Clampett and Tyler Dalton really going door to door here. I think they touched in the last corner. There's not too much room here. They're fighting for that line, and he's going to squeeze him right up against that wall. Tyler Dalton barely has room to breathe right there. Logan Clampett not wanting to give him an inch, trying to maximize that space he's got. Because as you said, the inside line is at a bit of a disadvantage. However, he is making that inside line work, and he has made it work. He's cleared Tyler Dalton to take over P3.
That's twice now, Daniel, we've seen Logan Clampett able to make that bottom side work. You mentioned 5 to 10 laps is about all you're going to get to make that bottom side work. It's right inside that window as we'll complete lap number 7 this time by. But Logan Clampett, one of those guys looking to come in here and steal wins away from these chase guys. He's making some moves right now. Started P7. He's all the way up to 3rd now.
Yeah, he's all the way up to 3rd, and he's looking for more. And as you notice, when he cleared Tyler Dalton there, he went all the way back up to the outside. It's a one-lane racetrack, and a person like Logan Clampett knows how to kind of use somebody up and put him up into the little gray area and not right into the groove, and he can get right there and have his right side tires in the groove and clear Tyler Dalton. But that's the thing you got to do, and right now Logan Clampett from starting 7th up to 3rd, he's the one doing it the best.
That he is. It's almost like forcing your way up there, forcing your way to take that lane. And if the guy outside doesn't have any sort of respect to the fact where he's just going to let you have it, which he doesn't have to do, Kelly, he doesn't have to give you that lane. But obviously these guys don't want, the guy on the outside doesn't want to get wrecked this early in the race either, too. So a lot of that we'll have to watch over the course of the night. Jacking the field up quite a bit right now. J.D. Laird back there in that 5th spot there. He was trying to chase down Tyler Dalton, but unfortunately Bentley Glazer, Justin Weaver, they've been on his back bumper here over the last 10 laps or so. They just cannot find the way around that 23 yet.
Yeah, and I think a big thing that's going to play in tonight is patience. I think a few times tonight we're going to see a driver just get impatient in the fact that this is a one-lane racetrack, and I think we're going to see a couple bump and runs. Maybe someone will give someone just a little tap, try to move him out of the lane a bit. I think we're especially going to see that later in the race, but if someone gets too impatient, they might end up just spinning someone right around and just putting them right in the wall, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens later on tonight.
Yeah, it's great to see, though, up in the front of the field right now, all these drivers that are in here that are racing for the championship. First place, Adam Benefield, championship contender. Byron Daly as well, a championship contender. As Logan Clampett starts to make his way around for that 2nd spot here, he'll make that work here off of turn number 4. So move him up to 2nd now. But you look down further through this top 10, you got guys like J.D. Laird, you got Bentley Glazer I just mentioned, you got Dalton in that 19, all up to the front of the field here, all racing for this championship. This just makes it that much more better to watch here as the night goes on, when you see all these guys up inside the top 10, top 5 fighting for all these positions. These positions mean everything for these drivers, Daniel. Every single point is going to matter coming down to each and every race as we start. After 3 races, we drop the field down.
Yeah, every point matters, and if you can win, you're on to the next round. So you're going to be locked in there. And this is a fairly short race. It's only 100 laps, and New Hampshire being a mile racetrack, it's going to go by really quick. But the reason the 44 is so fast and on the move, I was listening to Adam Benefield. His car isn't shifting. Logan's shifting. And in knowing that, coming from a driving standpoint, to be fast here, you have to shift down to 3rd gear. And then you got to be, it's like almost like a quick shift going to 4th coming out of the corner. So the reason the 44 peak machine is on the move, he's going to the front.
Yeah, he's on the front. Definitely different driving styles. You don't have to downshift to 3rd. You see Adam Benefield's getting the job done as he is right now. I think as you move up in horsepower in the cars, too, you get to that B car, the Xfinity car, you get to that Cup Series car, you really don't. There's so much horsepower in those cars, you can't really shift in those. It really hurts you. But the trucks seem to be that one vehicle that if you're comfortable with it, you can do it and you can make it work. And right now, Logan Clampett getting that job done here in the 2nd spot. 1.2 seconds off of the race lead as everybody still kind of jumbled up behind that 19 of Tyler Dalton from 4th on back. They're all racing hard for those all-important points positions here in the chase here. Of course, chase round number 1, which we're in right now, the round of 12. 3 races, New Hampshire here tonight. In 2 weeks, we go to Vegas and then to Talladega. Those 3 races, Talladega, we all know what can happen at that place. But those 3 races to decide who's going to be the next round of 8. So 4 drivers with the least amount of points they're not going to be able to move on to that second round. So every single race, all important. Every single position they could possibly get is that important as well, too. Lap number 16 going up on the boards here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Not quite the quarter distance of the race right now, but Logan Clampett starting to chew into that lead. Kelly, 2/10 that last time by.
Logan Clampett, he may not have qualified well, but he has definitely found some pace on the track, and that's sometimes a thing that just happens in a race. You maybe watch another couple drivers, how they attack the corner, and you maybe decide, you know what, I'll take a chance, and you start to experiment a little in the race, and you just pushing as hard as he can. He's really starting to chew into Adam Benefield here, so I don't know if we don't know for sure, because it could be just Logan is pushing as hard as he can, or it could be that Adam is realizing how much of a lead he's got, and he's kind of lifting off and taking it a bit easier, saving those tires a bit for when he does need to push. We'll see probably later on if Logan does catch up to him. We will know that Logan is pushing hard, because I don't think Adam's going to let him get very much closer than this.
Yeah, 4/1,000ths of a second, I should say. That last time by was the gap here. It looks like it's steadied out pretty much the last couple of laps here. So either Adam Benefield's been saving stuff, now turning it back on, or that 44. All that driving he's done on that inside lane, Daniel, it has its effects on the tire wear as well, too. The longer you're trapped down on the inside of somebody, makes it real tough. You really start to eat away at those tires, especially coming off a corner exit when you can't really drift up towards the wall.
Yeah, most definitely. He's probably burned them up, and he is using every bit of this racetrack trying to chase down the 83 machine of Adam Benefield. And he's catching him. He caught him a 10th right there, and it's just, I think that he's more of just a hard charger all through the night. You'll be talking about him all night long, is how hard he just drives, and he does it to perfection to me. I'm a big Logan Clampett fan. As you see, Tyler Dalton and J.D. Laird, it's a battle for 4th and 5th right now, and then you look on behind them and you got Bentley Glazer and Justin Weaver battling for 6th.
Yeah, Justin Weaver had put on the move to get to the inside, and caution's out for the first time here tonight on lap number 20. We'll try to see if we can catch up to a replay of exactly what happened there, but it looks like the 62 of John Wilco off of turn number 2. He will be the cause of our first caution here tonight on lap number 20. Replay going up on your screen, and I'll tell you, these corners get awfully tricky, Kelly, especially whether there's cars around you or not. Later in the run, when these tires start to really wear off, they can get real loose coming off the corners.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to test drive this myself, and I don't have too much experience on this track, but it did seem from my point of view that these guys were starting to get a little bit more wiggly off these corners as these tires wore in. And as we watched the 62, as he just came off that corner, and he was exiting that corner really low, so it means he was really cranking that wheel to the left, and I think he just maybe put in a little too much steering input, a little too much throttle, and just lost it. Thankfully, he kept it off the wall and didn't catch anyone else up with him, but and it will allow him to stay with the field, even though he did make the mistake. But for a caution and a spin, that's really the best you can hope for, is no damage and really not losing any ground. So he's really got lucky and got away with one this time.
Yeah, he did. He'll stay on the lead lap. He'll be able to come down now under the caution and get some 4 fresh tires under that machine. Well, so do the leaders now, as Adam Benefield leads the whole field down the pit road. I don't expect much of a strategy call, at least on this pit stop here. A 20-lap run, that's pretty a long, decent run as far as tire wear goes at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. I expect 4 tires of fuel for everybody, for all our leaders, Daniel.
Yeah, as you can see, the 44 machine pulls it into his pit stall. The 83 and the 60 are both in, and he comes up on the left side, so the 19's right there with him. It's probably going to be a big race. As Logan Clampett comes off the pit road, he's going to win the race, and it's Byron Daly, and then Tyler Dalton, and then you see Adam Benefield come out.
So that one mistake on pit road for the 83, a little slide through his box right there, that'll cost him a few positions on the racetrack. So we're about quarter distance away. We're under caution for the first time here tonight. We'll step aside for just a moment. You're watching the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series presented by Garrett Smithley Racing right here on LSRTV, the voice of sim racing.
Once its sights are set, nothing can stop the ferocious lion from capturing its prey. Relying on keen senses, lions search patiently before striking with alarming speed. Wait for it. Gotcha, Mr. Piece of Rubbish. He is truly environment. Do good, be a lion.
Welcome in back here to the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series Chase Racing. Chase race number 1 as we get set to get underway. Looks like some trouble further back in the field, but the pace car will hit to pit road. Logan Clampin on the outside lane. He'll take the green flag. We'll get things back underway here. Lap 25 goes up on the boards here. Adam Benefield gets one position back right there before turn number 1, able to get around Bentley Glazer for that spot, and he'll work his way down, try to get around Byron Daly now, up on his back bumper as they head down the back straightaway.
Yeah, I don't know what happened back in the field there, but as they were coming around, I think turn 3 and turn 4, there's suddenly just a truck just stopped. So we were able to get that green flag out and go back to racing, but I just heard someone go into the wall. I think the 38 just smashed right into that wall out of the corner.
91 hit the wall just a bit. Of course, that's Dwayne Woods. Caution out on the speedway. Some trouble behind these guys. Looks like E.J. O'Rourke right on the front stretch in that 41 machine. He's part of it, so caution number 2 out here on lap number 26.
Yeah, we got a few
Replay
trucks
up on
here.
your screen there. Yeah, it looks like a few of them. It all started going into turn number 3.
Hey, watch the replay here. It looks like the 41, I don't think he got helped at all, but he started to lose it and just slid right into that 17 and smashed it right into the wall. And a few of these guys were just left with nowhere to go. A couple people, like a 0-1. Oh, he got hard on the brakes, but was smacked into a truck that was unfortunately backing up when it really shouldn't have been. It looked like he had avoided all the damage by locking him up and getting that truck down to a stop, but unfortunately some bad luck and maybe some bad decision making by wrecked vehicle just cost him a bit of damage there.
Yeah, that was Alex Birch.
I was going to say, Daniel, just like that, we're in 2 cautions already.
Yeah, cautions breed cautions here at New Hampshire. Now, just like that, the 01 goes, and he had problems earlier. That was your pole sitter, and now his day's pretty much come to a halt a little bit. He's going to have to go down pit road and get all that damage fixed on his right front, and that's what happens here. There's nowhere to pass, and you just pretty much have to ride and hopefully get track position through pit road, and that's the chance you take when you have problems. That New Hampshire is having problems, and then people having problems in front of you, and you have nowhere to go, and pretty much your day's done.
Yeah, especially the worst part to catch up or come up to a wreck is off of turn number 2 or turn number 4, because the front straightaway, the back straightaway, even though the back straightaway's got a little bit of a runoff with the grass, but right on that front straightaway, there's nowhere to go. That pit road wall's right there, the front stretch wall's there. I mean, once just one truck gets spun the wrong direction, it's very hard for everybody else coming through to try to make it through that mess per se. So that's one of the downfalls to New Hampshire Motor Speedway or to the racing here, is when somebody, especially on the restarts, when everybody's so close like that on them, it will definitely make a single truck accident turn into a whole bunch of trucks having some issues. Pit road's open, but I don't expect any of the leaders down here. We didn't get just barely 1 lap there under the green flag conditions. Track position we've talked about many times here tonight is of the utmost importance here at this racetrack. So all your leaders staying out for now. How about SegPay? For over 10 years, they've been processing online payment transactions for merchants in all categories with a specialization in helping retailers process credit card transactions. They are a leader in card-not-present transactions, have a strong relationship with acquiring banks and credit card schemes. Learn more at SegPay.com. They are the proud sponsor of the ASCORS Truck Series. Can't forget about Garrett Smithley as well in the number 0 JD Motorsports Chevy Camaro. He runs in the Xfinity Series each and every week at NASCAR. So I fumbled over that one quite well, but
definitely
thank Garrett Smithley for his contributions as well too. So what a great series it's been all season long. Numerous winners over the course of the season. A couple drivers come to mind. Of course, Logan Clampett, he won a couple weeks ago at Chicagoland Speedway to get his 2nd win of the season. He's got 2 wins. Chad Lawton's got a couple wins. You got Adam Gillen with 3 wins. And of course, Mitchell Hunt has a few wins as well, 3 as well. So you have all these drivers that came in here not running a full season. They steal all these wins away. Only Doy Woods in that 91 made it into the chase based on the wins. He had a win at Daytona in the race number 1 of the season. So for Doy Woods, it's been smooth sailing from that point on to now. But now it's time to step things up, and he right now finds himself inside the top 10 just as well as most of the other chase drivers as well. We get the field doubled up here. Logan Clampett will choose the outside lane once again here with Byron Daly down to his inside to restart in that second position. Row number 2, that's going to be an interesting start. The spots have flip-flopped since the last time out of Benefield, right there on the inside of the 36. Apparently Glazer right now, and the next row behind them, Tyler Dalton, Alan Cryer in that 16 truck, also in the top 6 right now. Pace car back to the safety of pit row. We look back to the green flag, and it waves once again. Pretty good start for that 60, though, on the bottom side. He's going to keep the 44, at least honest, till turn 1.
Byron Daly nearly was able to challenge him into turn number 1. That was a great jump by him, but we see these guys start to get into single file, but behind them they're still doubled up, and we see the 19 just losing out slightly to the 36, and maybe he will lose out another spot, possibly to Alan Cryer, who's making a great move on that outside, getting a little bit of a bump from behind, and we see these guys really all clamoring for position, trying to get to that
The longer they say double file like this, of course, the quicker those guys in front of them get out of the way. How about the 16? Alan Cryer got into the turn number 1 a little hot there, backed it up just a bit there. Justin Weaver did a great job staying off his back bumper right there. They're able to sort it out, at least for the time being. They'll continue some side-by-side action, though, throughout the field back there outside the top 10 as well. Up front, though, there's no challenge just as of yet. Logan Clamp in a 2-truck length lead right now over Byron Daly, but both Daly and Benefield had great restarts there, and they've not let that 44 out of their sights, Daniel.
Yeah, they're not letting them out of the sights, but I'm looking back here at for a race for 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. They're all there goes Chad Coleman. He's going through and after that all happened, here comes David Ackney in the 30 truck in 3 and 4. He's going to pass 3 or 4 of them getting down in there, and that's going to move him up to the top 10.
How about that for the 30 of David Ankeny making up a few spots there? The trouble at the expense of the 20 of Chad Coleman, who right now currently finds himself all the way back to the last truck on the lead lap in 19th spot there. So a little bit of trouble, not too much damage on that 20 truck. He should be fine. Maybe just some upset tires right now for the time being. But we'll see him get things back the way they should. How about earlier on this season at New Hampshire? This is, or maybe it wasn't New Hampshire. I can't even think right now. I'm thinking of a whole different series here. I was thinking of the 40 of Adam Gillenwater, but he runs in our United Sim Racing Truck Series on Saturday nights, and he won here at New Hampshire earlier this season. So that has nothing to do with here, guys. How about this one, Kelly? The 19 Dalton out to the outside. You got J.D. Laird and Justin Weaver all looking for a spot.
Yeah, they're all clustered together, and we've got the Justin Weaver. He's looking on that middle line there, trying to see if he can maybe spot his way through. Almost looked like he wanted to go 3 wide. Thankfully, he thinks better of it. I don't think anyone wants to go 3 wide here at this track. It's bad enough that's a single lane. Try running 3 lanes through here, but J.D. Laird still sticking on that inside. He's still trying to make that work. I guess he's still got in that little time frame where these tires do have grip that he can try for it, but he's going to lose out and slip into the outside line once again. Maybe going to try to build up some momentum and maybe make another pass on Tyler, or make another attempt on Tyler Dalton.
Well, we looked at that battle right there, Daniel, and how much I think of that 23 being on the inside, driving as hard as he was not so much maybe to get around the 19, but maybe to try to stay ahead of Justin Weaver. A lot of times we'll see that too. I think just being on that bottom side, you know you're losing momentum, but if he didn't stay down there and drive as hard as he did, he probably would have lost another spot.
Yeah, you got to be really aggressive here, and you got to take everything. You can't really give and take. As I said earlier, it's a 100-lap race, and we're lap 36 right now, 37, and you just got to be really aggressive here. And JD was trying to stay ahead of the 38 of Justin Weaver right there, and he's really all over the back of Tyler Dalton, but he's trying to work on getting a run. It's just really hard to do that, and the more I look at the trucks, it just looks like everybody's getting sideways going off into the corner. It must be really slick out there, Andy.
Yeah, it definitely could be just that. How about another run out of turn number 2 for J.D. Laird? He'll look to the inside again on Tyler Dalton. He's got some room to move up, and which would probably help him with the handling as well, but unfortunately for him, the 19 is going to be able to hang on to that spot on that outside lane once again. And that's kind of the frustrating part about this track, Kelly, is you can beat the guy on the entrance, you can beat him through the center of the corner, you get that inside, you know it's going to be so tough to pass.
Yeah, because it's so tight on that inside coming off the corner, you lose a bit of speed. You can't quite get the throttle down as hard as possible. Like with the outside, it's much more open. It's a lot easier off of the corner. As we see JD Laird get maximize that exit as much as he can and try to get as close to Tyler Dalton as he can without putting him in the wall. But as you see, each time going into the corner, he beats him in. But as we've mentioned earlier in the broadcast, it's a progressive banking going from 2 to 7 degrees, so it's not that much of a difference, but it does still make a bit of a difference to have that bit of banking underneath you, so that high line does help a bit. And Tyler Dalton is really maximizing that the effectiveness of that to hold off the 20.
So many times it doesn't matter which vehicle you're in, but when you're in these trucks or in these cars at this racetrack, it's so, you got to be so patient through these corners. You got to be so, it's getting back to the gas. You think you can get back on it quick, you can't. You got to get that car just at the right point where you can really get on that throttle, really point that nose down, and get the straightest line you can up coming off the corner. And that's where it handles the best, and that's where you get most of your speed.
Yeah, most definitely, and you just gotta ride behind the guy. You just can't. You can go in there if you're an aggressive driver and go in there and give him a little nudge and say, "Hey, I'm here." Just like 38's looking to the inside. That was a good move right there. He pulled it down halfway into the corner, in the middle of the apex of the corner, and now he's got to run. And now he's at his door, looking into 3 and 4, and then it gives up right there going into 3 and 4, and then you get to the middle of the corner, and the 19's just going to beat him off the corner. But the 38 actually got into the throttle. They're going to door each other right there down the front straightaway at the start-finish line. Tyler Dalton's going to ease out right there, but then the 38's going to drive it off in there really hard. He might try to slide job it. The 19 takes the left front, hits him in the right rear, and then it's going to give a good move for JD Laird to make a move down the back straightaway.
Well, I think JD Laird just learned how you have to pass somebody. You have to get up there and get into him. Justin Weaver did just that, drove it way deep into turn number 1, went way up the racetrack, just drifted right up into the 19, into his left front right there. That gave that spot, Justin Weaver now up to the 6th spot here, so he'll try to chase down that 16 machine of Alan Cryer, about a second and a half in front of him. JD Laird now trying the same exact thing. Drove it in deep into turn number 1. They made some contact in the center of the corner. And now it looks like JD Laird, some contact up too, but JD Laird now will get that spot.
And he was not quite clear, and I don't think Tyler Dalton's going to be very happy right now after getting bumped by 2 other drivers and losing 2 spots. But as we've been watching this battle back in the field, up front, Adam Benefiel has slowly clawed his way up to the bumper of Logan Clampett, and we've got ourselves a battle for the lead starting to shape up here, Andy.
He was able to get to open up the inside now. Here comes Adam Benefiel to the inside. Not going to be able to quite have the run right there. It'll give that lap lead credit right to the 44 once again, but Adam Benefiel was there and ready to pounce, just not quite close enough, Daniel, to make it happen right there into turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, it looks like that 83 machine is beating him through center off, and that's what you got to do here. I don't know if Logan just went out and kind of got a big lead and burning stuff up, or he just misjudged getting into that corner right there. But it looks like Logan's fighting a little bit of loose condition, and the 83 looks like he's just smoothed in and smoothed off. And it's one of them things here at New Hampshire. I repeat it and repeat it again. You're going to have to be patient with him. You can't just run the dude over. Well, you can, but then later on in the race, the 44 might want to pay you back for a little visit. And it looks like the 83 machine is just going to ride right there until he can see if Clement's going to make a wrong decision.
Yeah, we'll see if he can make another mistake like he did that a couple times ago into turn number 3. So far, though, it looks like that 44 has got to figure it out just now. Just fast enough to stay right in front of Adam Benefiel, but Adam Benefiel definitely a great race truck here tonight. Looks like saving some tires here for the later part of this run here. Lap 48 in the books. We're just about to the halfway point. We got that green flag field right now. Might as well go through our midway race break, of course, brought to you by iRacing, the world leader in simulation and God. Oh, I'm having a great night here in New Hampshire. I love this racetrack. But anyway, it's halfway point. Let's take a look at our iRacing midway race break, brought to you by iRacing, the world's premier online racing game with professionally organized racing from NASCAR, IndyCar, IMSA, and much, much more. Logan Clampett, currently your leader, might not be for long though. Adam Benefield currently right on his back bumper here. Byron Daly right in that mix as well in that third spot. Fourth right now though is Bentley Glazer. Alan Cryer runs in that fifth spot. Sixth goes to Justin Weaver. JD Laird currently in that seventh spot. Eighth to Tyler Dalton, the ninth place driver. The 99, Tommy Ryan, and Doy Woods, he sits 10th.
In 11th, we got Paul Nicholas Cooper, who slowly made his way up, gaining 10 positions. As well, another big mover just behind him, Jake Champion, gaining 12 spots, starting 24th, running 12th. In 13th, David Ankeny. 14th, Richard Beasley. 15th sees Chad Coleman. 16th, Matthew Quick. 17th, Tyler King. 18th goes to Ray Rittenauer II. 19th to Alex Bergeron, our pole sitter. And rounding our top 20 is John Wilco.
21st is Jake Simmons, 4 laps down in the 0-3. 22nd is Stephen O'Rourke in the 3. 23rd is Seth Foudy in the 17, 9 laps down. And 23rd is EJ O'Rourke, and 24th is Cody Wolf.
I think you got yourself mixed up there.
And they're both 24 laps down.
Well, that has been your iRacing Midway Race Break, and for more information on the wide variety of sim racing possibilities online, visit iRacing.com and sign up today. You can use the LSRTV promo code by entering PR-2016 LSRTV when you register for the new iRacing membership. You get the late model free of charge, along with the 13 cars and 14 tracks that are included with the first-time subscription. Again, that's PR-2016 LSRTV. The battle for the lead hasn't heated or cooled down, I should say, at all. Byron Daly actually has caught up with the group as well, too. How about nose to tail for the top 3 now off turn 4?
Yeah, as we saw going into the last corner, into turn 1, actually, the 83 actually gave a little bump to the 44, and I don't know if it's just to rattle his cage a little bit and let him know, hey, I'm here and I want it by, but he nearly took him out. But it looks like now he's got himself a good run on the inside. The 83 now just a nose ahead coming off of turn number 2 and getting just as good of a run off of the corner as the 44, and he's going to try to, the 44 right down into him, nearly turning that truck. 3 trucks, nose to tail, inches separating all 3 of them. This is unreal car control from all 3 of these guys to keep it off of each other, keep it clean, but the 83 will take the lead at the line there, but he is not quite clear of the 44 just yet.
All 3 of these pro-level drivers in the iRacing sim. Adam Benefield trying to take that spot. Clear Logan Clamp at that time off 2. How about into the wall for the 44? A little bit of a bobble. It's going to allow Byron Daly now to get by as well, too. So we'll give us a new race leader here. Adam Benefield, lap 54. It's about to go into the books right now, and that'll only give us 46 laps left to go here at New Hampshire. Not much time left to get it done. One more pit stop probably coming on the horizon as well for these drivers. For green flag action going on here. Chase race number 1 is the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series. We'll be back in just a moment.
and fire.
Welcome you back here to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Chase race number 1 for the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series. Of course, brought to you by Garrett Smithley Racing. And what an awesome battle we got going on for the lead. Logan Clampett, after he lost the lead, has pretty much fallen off the pace here, Kelly. About 4, 5, 6 truck lengths now in battle for the lead. Byron Daly had a couple of looks while we were at commercial break. But he hasn't been able to get around that 83 just yet.
Yeah, I think the problem with the 44, he might have burnt out his tires, but at the same time, he might have also gotten a bit of damage from the times he's hit the wall, because we saw he lost the lead because he smacked into that turn 2 wall there, so he might have pushed in one of his fenders just a little bit, and that might be slowing him down just a touch. He's lost quite a bit of ground. He's sitting now a full second back, but Byron Daly, a 10th back of Adam Benefield, and he's trying his best to find his way around, just waiting for him to make a mistake and just filling up the rear view mirror of the 83.
That he is doing just that right now. And of course, it stops. How about some green flag pits up at New Hampshire? That'd be quite a thing. We don't typically get to see that, but these guys, remember, they were on pit road last at about lap 23 or 4, I believe it was, when that first caution came out on the night. So they've been out there for quite a long time, about 35 laps or so here so far. So it's going to be a stretch, I think, to make it the remainder 40 laps that we have left on the docket here. So some of these guys may be hoping for a caution. Maybe some of the guys outside the top 10 hoping to get one more shot at it if they can get grouped back up with the leaders.
I think you cursed it. I think now we're going to see a caution any second now that you mention it. It seems to happen every time we start talking about green flag stops. Someone spins it or puts it in the wall, someone gets it to someone else, and we see the caution fly. But we still see Adam Benefield and Byron Daly still going head-to-head. Byron Daly now dropping 2/10 back. And Daniel, I've got a question for you. When you're a driver on one of these short tracks and you've got a guy right on your bumper and starting to actually start nudging you a bit, what do you start thinking about as that lead driver?
You worry about where you're missing your corner and missing your marks at, because obviously the 60's beating you and you're up there looking in the mirror. You wish you could actually have a button to where you could just take the mirror and just throw it out the screen or do something crazy with it, because you don't want to see them back there. And usually when I race, we have usually a live spotter for a team or somebody like that lets us know what's going on. But for Adam Benefield, he just needs to ignore what's going on behind him. He knows that Byron Daly's there, and he knows that Byron Daly wants to win and make it 2 in a row in this ASCORS SegPay Truck Series. And that's awesome for our Byron Daly, but Adam Benefield just wants to run up his wins this season also.
Yeah, of course, Adam Benefield not yet seeing victory lane. He is in the chase, though, hunting for a championship along with that 60 of Byron Daly. And what a better way to start the chase off than how about a win? Win coming at New Hampshire to lock him into that second round right now. Adam Benefield a little high up on the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. It's going to allow Byron Daly to get another peek to the inside. Not going to make anything of it that time there. But as you mentioned, Daniel and Kelly, you can touch on this too, but if you're at New Hampshire, you're running your line, you're running that second or third groove up. It's so hard for that guy to pass. It's almost, I guess, easier at a track like this to just forget about those guys behind you. As long as you're in your lane and you keep running your line, you keep hitting your marks, it's going to be so tough for those guys to pass you anyway.
Yeah, it is much easier to defend when you're on a track like this, where defending just consists of running the main line. I mean, you see it a lot in the IndyCar series. You see these guys when you get that arrow push on the ovals, and you really can't pass unless that guy in front makes a mistake. But we're seeing it here with since we only have that one main line. Byron Daly doesn't really have anywhere to go unless he forces it. And as you said, would be great to start off this chase with a win or a great finish, and it really would carry some momentum along to these other 2 races. Maybe ease off your pressure going into Las Vegas and Talladega. But if Byron Daly forces the issue, or maybe Adam Benefield makes a mistake and he tries to force his way back into first, that could take both of these drivers out, and then they really are relying on having to get a good finish at Las Vegas and Talladega. So I think the best case scenario for these guys is maybe for Byron Daly to kind of suck it up and take that second place finish, and at least he'll have a good finish to carry him into this next round.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. I mean, it's one of those things, you don't want to give up on it. And you know this, Daniel, as a driver. You don't want to give up at that opportunity. He's got to stay with the 83. He's got to be right there, because all it takes is one little mistake, one bobble by the 83, a brush of the wall off of the corner exit, pushing too high up in the corner, one little mistake, and that 60 is going to have his opportunity to take over that race lead as well. Plus, with the fact pit stops, maybe under the green flag condition as well, can come to play in this one. So, therefore, it's not over just as of yet, So Byron Daly, he's just got to be patient. This is where we mentioned it 1,000 times already during this broadcast, and you did too as well, Daniel. But the patience level right now for Byron Daly has just got to be, it's not over yet. I'm fine. Just keep him right in my sights, and we'll be good.
Yeah, and Byron Daly's a pro driver, and he obviously knows they make a round thing on the front of these trucks that's called the front bumper, and I wouldn't be too scared to give it to somebody, and I don't think anybody in this sim is too scared to give it to anybody, because after we've seen this week, Sunday, Taylor Hurst goes into turn 7 at Watkins Glen, moves Matt Busa for the win, the ASCORS Cup Series. Then you go on to Tuesday, and the Race Spot TV group handles that DWC Series, and you see PJ Sturgis with a late rally bump Conti. So maybe this week's just a bump and run week for these guys. So we're going to see what Byron Daly's got in his little bag of tricks here for Adam Benefield.
Hey, whatever it takes, it makes it exciting for us, and we'll look forward to that as well. 31 laps left to go here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, getting closer and closer to that final little push towards the finish line here. The next driver, though, up on the radar for these leaders, a lap down machine. The 01 of Alex Bergeron, who started tonight on the pole. Trouble early on, fell back to the end of the lead lap, and then since then has had some damage. He ended up on pit road getting most of that fixed now, and now the problem for him is he's a lap down in 19th, in jeopardy of going down a second lap here momentarily as the leaders start to close in on him. The 44, Logan Clampett, though, he's pretty much fell off the face of the earth at this point here. 3 seconds back from our race lead right now, so that 44, the damage to the right front when he was getting past there for the lead. Also, the fact maybe some worn out tires here is just plaguing that 44 right now. Maybe for him, a short pit, maybe to get some fresh tires, get back out there before these guys come down, might be what's in the cards for that 44. So we'll see what happens with that. As one truck already off of pit road, the 87 of Ray Rittenauer made his call to come down pit road. He will find himself 2 laps down now after making that pit stop in the 17th spot. Race for the lead, heating up though. Little bobble off of turn 2. Byron Daly now to the inside.
I think as we were talking earlier about using that bumper, I think Byron Daly gave him a little bit of a tap coming off that corner. Oh, he nearly turns him there, coming through 3 and 4, and now he's got himself the lead. So I won't be surprised if we see Adam Benefield respond here. We're just going to have to ask the question of how is he going to respond? Is he going to try to pass him clean, or I don't think he is. I think he might show him the bumper. I mean, he definitely isn't afraid to use it. He used it on Logan Clampett earlier, and I'm expecting him to really use it on Byron Daly, especially after that last pass. We talked earlier about how it's so difficult and how much patience it was required to make a clean pass here, and how that patience can run out, and this is the result of it.
Yeah, the good part is, though, it's to see when we come to short track racing like this at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, a little push, a little extra help maybe to get yourself up out of the racing group, to get your spot away from these guys. That's exactly what these guys are doing as they make their way around the lap truck of Alex Bergeron now. Adam Benefield right there hasn't lost touch since he gave up that top spot here. Just half a truck length now separating him from Byron Daly right now. Some fresh tires behind him though. The 87 of Ray Rittenauer. We'll see how much this plays into the call here. Does the 87 try to force the issue to get one of those laps back by getting around these guys, or does he let them race it out?
I mean, you're 2 laps down, and it would probably cause more trouble. You'd probably piss a few guys off. I mean, you wouldn't really be making any friends by getting in the way of a battle for the lead. But we're starting to see Adam Benefield. He's dropped back just a little bit this lap, but there he goes right there. Gains it back again through the middle of the corner. We've seen him a few times tonight. He's very quick through that through the middle of the corner. But Byron Daly seems to be getting just a bit of a better run off of these corners. He's opened up that gap to nearly 0.3 of a second. So maybe Benefield's backing off a bit, trying to let himself cool down, or perhaps Byron Daly is just faster than Adam Benefield.
They could be just faster than him right now. 25 laps to go, make it 24 and a half now as they make their way back into turn number 3 here, closing in on the finish of this one here. A quarter distance, that's all that's left here at New Hampshire. We'll take one more commercial break. We'll bring it to the conclusion of this one here. You're watching the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series, chase race number 1 from New Hampshire Motor Speedway right here on LSRTV and iRacing Live. Welcome back here to New Hampshire Motor Speedway, chase race number 1 for the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series. Just about to the conclusion of that one here. Coming to the line here, 21 laps to go. Byron Daly right there in the leader spot. But how about Adam Benefield? Once he got past, hasn't really given up too much here. Just about a truck and a half the distance now between the top two now, as they got a 5-second lead over third place Logan Clampett, who did have the lead here after that green flag. Had a really good truck, raced out there to the lead, but burnt his stuff up, at least is what it seemed early on there. And then, of course, hitting the wall a couple of times didn't help the handling as well here. All throughout the field, some pretty good battles going on. How about way back there in the 6th spot? Alan Cryer, Tommy Ryan, some side-by-side action off of turn number 2. That is the battle for the 6th spot right now. J.D. Laird right in the mix as well, too, now into turn number 3.
Byron Daly isn't quite running away from Adam Benefield anymore. Adam Benefield's still keeping within 0.3 of a second, just slowly tagging along behind him. And I don't know if he's maybe waiting for Byron to make a mistake, just kind of biding his time till later in the race, or if he just, I don't know, I would think he's just holding off a bit. I mean, he's not gaining, he's not losing. So if he's matching his pace this well, I think he's just waiting for a mistake to happen here.
It could be just that. How about the 91 Doy Woods in the championship hunt? 1 lap down, just came down pit road. Get fresh tires on that machine, sitting in the 16th spot. Right here behind the leaders right now, trying to chase him down and get his lap back the hard way. This could be an opportunity for him for a good finish here. If these guys do have to pit, I'm starting to second guess myself if these guys can make it to the end or not. This time by here, we'll have just 18 laps remaining. It looks like a full fuel cell for these drivers here tonight, so there's a very good possibility they can make it all the way to the end. So I believe they're running a smaller fuel cell most racetracks, but here tonight a full fuel cell for these drivers. So there's a good possibility they can make it all the way to the end. Byron Daly, Adam Benefield, no competition for them outside of these top 2 positions. Right now it's going to be settled between them, barring any we'll call it, I won't even call it out amongst themselves here tonight. 17 laps this time by Daniel, and Doy Woods looking to get around these guys, trying to get that lap back.
Yeah, he needs to get one of his laps back right here, and actually he gives way to the 83 right there, and he's going to let the 83 and the 60 of Byron Daly race it out right here for the win. But my thing is, I think you can make it to 85 laps on a fuel run here. So, I mean, it's going to be really close. I think when they came back down pit road the first time, I think that was lap 20. So they might be good to go. It's really hard to say. It's depending on how hard they've been driving these trucks tonight.
Yeah, some drivers that we have seen come down pit road and been drivers further back in the field. One, I'm not surprised, or I am surprised. Obviously, Logan Clampett, I would thought that if they couldn't make it, he would already have been in. He's still out on the racetrack in that 3rd spot. So by him staying out like that with the damage, with the tires that are basically falling off of that truck, I'm really starting to believe that these guys can make it all the way to the end. It'll be 15 laps now until the checkered flag. Byron Daly, though, looking for his back-to-back wins here. Got his first win of the season last week at Milwaukee Speedway for the season finale, and now he's looking for his 2nd win of the season and looking to do it here in chase race number 1. It'll get him locked into that round of 8, which will come up after Vegas and Talladega, which are next up on the schedule for these drivers. Of course, Las Vegas, a nice 1.5 mile track, puts on some great racing with these trucks. We'll see lots of lanes picked in that one, some high lanes, some low lanes. These guys will go all over that racetrack looking for the speed. And then, of course, Talladega, you got that one circled up on your calendar, because anything can happen at those plate tracks, and most likely it will happen too as well. So looking forward to that one. And for some of these drivers in the chase, especially the 4, there's going to be 4 of them that are going to get knocked out after Talladega. You don't want to have to wait till Talladega to lock yourself in. You want to get it done in these first couple of races at New Hampshire and Vegas. That's exactly what Byron Daly and Adam Benefield are looking to do right now. Some separation has come from the 83 and the 60, partly because of Doy Woods getting around that 83, but things have kind of settled down for the time being. They'll cross the line this time, and only going to be 13 laps left to go.
Yeah, I've been noticing also the 83 seems to be struggling off the corners. His truck's wiggling quite a bit, and he's starting to get a little, pushing a little high in the middle of the corner, so I think he might have pushed. Oh, and we see Doy Woods getting to the wall coming off the turn number 2 there, so that's not going to help him at all, and he's going to drop back. So I don't think Adam Benefield's going to be very happy at all. I mean, Doy Woods slowed him up as he passed him, and then didn't get up to Byron Daly to slow him down and help close that gap. So now there's a 0.6 of a second gap, and actually now 0.9 of the line there. So Adam Benefield really starting to struggle with this truck, and he's really starting to lose some time here.
Yeah, tires definitely falling off of these race trucks. Byron Daly looking pretty strong, though, still. At this point, with this type of lead, he can really maybe back it down just a little bit to make it a little bit easier going into these corners here, not to wear the stuff out here. Make those guys behind him have to overdrive the machine trying to catch him. That's all he needs to do here in this one. 11 laps to go this time at the start-finish line, and a pretty comfortable lead now, almost a full second now to Adam Benefield, Logan Clamp, and Justin Weaver, who had just made his way up into the 4th spot now. Those 3 drivers some 9 seconds back there, and it could be a pretty good battle before this one's over. Logan Clampett's going to have to do everything to hang on to that 3rd spot from Justin Weaver closing in now.
Yeah, that first place fight may have been splitting up a bit, but we see now Justin Weaver looking at Logan Clampett, getting a great run off the corner, but just can't quite make a move there. And yeah, we definitely have ourselves a battle shaping up for these 3rd, 4th, and 5th spots. There's a few battles looks like shaping up throughout the field, but he nearly gets into Justin Weaver. Is definitely faster than Logan Clampett. He's just trying to look for his way around him. Now the question is he going to bump him, or is he going to try to make this clean? I think he's going to try to go as clean as much as possible, but as soon as that white flag flies, I think all bets are off. I think he's going to slam right into him if he has to.
Yeah, that's an all-important point right there. Justin Weaver in the position for a championship here, needs that extra point, trying to get around Logan Clampett now in the closing laps. Just behind him, Bentley Glazer as well in that 36 machine. That's a point he's looking at right now, is that 44 still struggling here off of the corner exit. Weaver going to look to the inside. He'll pull up even now with him as they head back into turn number 1. Daniel, they make some contact, Daniel. This might open the doors. Logan Clampett slips way up the racetrack.
Yeah, you can say goodbye to Logan Clampett. He's going to actually lose a spot to Tommy Ryan right here. And I was going to say, if you don't look back now, the 99 in the Northern Tools Chevy Silverado, he's coming. And he was catching these guys. He's a little bit faster. I don't know if it was due to Logan Clampett holding him up. As you can see, Clampett's all over the back of him. And then Tommy's going to get a good run off of 4 right here. He's going to look to the inside of the 36 of Bentley Glazer.
Yeah, all 3 of these drivers, Weaver, Bentley Glazer, the 99 of Tommy Ryan, all chase drivers, all looking for those extra valuable points here. They're all getting it done here at New Hampshire. All of them right now inside the top 5, doing a great job as Logan Clampett falls from the 3rd spot all the way back to 6, struggling. Might be able to hang on to 6, though. He's got a couple second gap now to him in that 16 of Alan Cryer. These 3 drivers, they're not giving up at all. Tommy Ryan looking to get another spot now. 36 Bentley Glazer, he's all over his back bumper now off 4.
Yeah, he had a great run off of 4, and he's really closed that gap up as we cross the line to begin lap number 94. And these laps are really starting to wind down, and if you're going to make a move, you have to make it quick. So if worse comes to worse, there he goes again. He's going to get right onto his bumper. He's going to look to the inside, but he can't quite get that run. I mean, looking to that inside does kill a bit of that momentum, as we talked about. You need to really maximize your corner exit to get that speed, and here he's going to make another attempt, or maybe he's going to bump him a bit, get right on the bumper coming out of turn number 4, see if he can give him a bit of a wiggle. that's definitely a dangerous place to do it. As we talked before, is not too much room with the pit wall right there. So if he had turned him, he would have probably taken himself out there.
Well, the door just opens right there. Bentley Glazer up to the high side, the 99. Tommy Ryan, quick on corner exit. Looks like not quite clear, but he should clear him down to turn number 3. How about it? Move that 99 now up to that 4 spot if he can hang on to it here in 3 and 4. And Bentley Glazer, he's doing everything he can on the outside. Not quite enough, though. Clear off turn number 4. The 99. Tommy Ryan now up to that 4th spot here before we end this one.
That was a great move. He was able to make it happen clean. I think he nearly got into him a couple times there, but was able to just slip by him. And we've seen these guys really struggle with these trucks now. I think these tires are completely shot, and they're sliding all over the place. They're really driving right on the edge of grip with these things.
Yeah, there's not going to be much left, even maybe for a burnout. Probably the cords are showing on a bunch of these guys' tires right now. But Byron Daly, he's got only 4 laps to get it done now here, working his way through turns 1 and 2. Almost a 2-second lead now over Adam Benefield. Really, Adam Benefield just struggled since he got past from that top spot by Byron Daly. And it was all due to a little bump in turn number 3. That's what gave the edge to that 60. But since then, he's been smooth sailing right now, just pointing that truck in the right direction. Off of turn number 4 here, as he makes his way around the lap machine of Jake Simmons. He's going to put lap 97 away. Lap 98 now on the board. 3 to go here at New Hampshire.
And he has now increased that gap to over 2 seconds. So Adam Benefield, I don't know if he really would have to put up some crazy laps to challenge Byron Daly here. So if I was Byron Daly right now, I'd back it down just a touch and maybe cruise a little bit, play it safe, because you really don't want to be the guy to spin it out going into from the lead. I mean, I've done it before as myself in a few iRacing official races, and it's never a good feeling when that happens.
No, and being cautious around the lap traffic as well, too. 2 laps to go now for Byron Daly. Worked his way through turns 1 and 2 and get his way around the lap traffic. And Daniel, as a driver, when you're this close to having yourself a win and you got a comfortable lead, you got lap traffic in front of you, I mean, this has got to be the point where you're just hoping those guys just get out of your way.
Yeah, you're just hoping they'll move to the inside or outside, whichever position Byron Daly prefers them to go to. And as you can see, the white flag is out, and he's coming up under the finish line right now to get the white flag with the lead that's actually growing over Adam Benefield. So it's really nothing here. He's going to go through 1 and 2, wash up a little bit in the middle right there, but no harm, no foul. And he's going to move down the back straightaway, Andy, and let you bring it home right here.
So Byron Daly, it took him a long time to get race win number 1. He did it last week at Milwaukee Mile, which some can say it looks pretty familiar as New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Very flat racetrack. Well, how about it? He gets it done back-to-back weeks. Byron Daly off of turn number 4. He'll win chase race number 1. He'll do it in style as Adam Benefield finishes second. The race for third, though, that's some great stuff coming off of turn number 4 right now. How about Tommy Ryan to the inside of Justin Weaver? He's going to edge him out at the start-finish line. How about it for the 99 Tommy Ryan? He's going to finish in the 3rd spot. What a great run for him in the final closing laps, Kelly.
That was just 0.025 seconds separated Tommy Ryan and Justin Weaver. That was absolutely insane coming off of turn number 4 there. They couldn't get too much closer to each other and to the wall. I mean, Tommy pushed him right up against it, maximized his exit, did a great job on that corner, and really earned his way into that 3rd place.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great, fantastic race we had here tonight. Lots of green flag action. 2 caution flags early in this race, and they were really back-to-back, and that was it. Once that happened, the green flag flew, and that was it. A great piece of driving by all these Truck Series drivers, and it's been that way all season long. Just a great pool of talent they got in the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series, and it shows here tonight. Chase race number 1. Byron Daly comes home as your big winner. Adam Benefield finishes in that 2nd spot. And how about Tommy Ryan, the last lap pass to get him a podium finish here tonight? We'll talk to those top 3 drivers here in just a moment as the LSRTV post-race show gets underway. But first, we're going to step aside. It's the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series right here on LSRTV, the voice of sim racing.
For iRacing to get Le Mans is huge. I mean, this is a unique event, a unique track where, you know, half of the track is public road, so you can never test on it, you never get experience on it, and it's 8 miles in length. The first section going through the Dunlop area is pretty unique. You know, it's got elevation change and off camber. Then you go down Mulsanne into the chicanes, and you know, the straights are unbelievably long. It's a tricky track, and you know, every year I've come here, this is being my 4th year, you learn something new every time.
We've wanted to add Le Mans to iRacing for a long time, and we've really been working hard towards it for the last 5 years. But really, things only came together in the last week leading up to this race, so it was a real scramble to put everything together. The majority of Le Mans is public roads, so when they're preparing for the 24-hour race, it's really the only time that we can visit to laser scan and photograph the track so that we can recreate it in iRacing. We work closely with the ACO to get essentially exclusive access to the facility and everything that we needed to get the laser scanning and photographic reference that we need to create the track. We were very fortunate to be at Le Mans at the most important time of the year and gain that experience of being there. And we're going to really do the best we can to put that into our work and making sure that the Le Mans in iRacing is the best Le Mans, the most exciting and accurate recreation of the track possible.
He'll come home in that second spot. Tommy Ryan, what a great run for him in the closing lap. Saved the tires early, but was able to come from 15th to 3rd, and he made that last lap pass on Justin Weaver to get that spot. Weaver will end up in the 4th spot. 5th tonight goes to Bentley Glazer. Alan Cryer will finish in the 6th spot. J.D. Laird, 7th. And how about Paul Cooper from 21st, not even taking a qualifying time here tonight. He will finish 8th tonight. How about that? The top 8 drivers, they're all chase competitors. Not bad way to start it off. 9th tonight goes to the 30 of David Ankeny and Logan Clampett, who was leading this thing at a pretty fast race truck. He'll end up coming home in the 10th spot.
In 11th, we see Tyler Dalton in the 19. The last driver on the lead lap will be the 20 of Chad Coleman in 12th. Finishing 1 lap down, Richard Beasley in 13th, then Doy Woods in 14th. Tyler King finishes 15th. Jake Champion comes home in 16th, 17th goes to Matthew Quick, 18th, 2 laps down to Ray Rittenauer, 19th, 3 laps down, John Wilco. Jake Simmons, 5 laps down, will be rounding out your top 20.
And 21st is your pole sitter, Alex Bergeron. Not a really tough night for him tonight. He's going to finish 28 laps. 23rd is Seth Foudy in the 17, and 24th is EJ O'Rourke. And Brian Schoenburg and Cody Welker did not start the race tonight. And with that, Andy Kessler's caught up in victory lane with your winner, Byron Daly.
That's right. I am down here in victory lane, and how about it? It took a while to get the job done. He got his first win of the season last week. It got him into the chase. Byron Daly now 2 weeks in a row. He gets the job done. It's victory lane, Byron, at New Hampshire. Not a bad way to start the chase.
Next round off the bat, so it was a great race with Adam, Logan, all those guys. I was just talking to Adam there in the green room, and he actually taught me some stuff when I got behind him on that long run and started figuring it out to my advantage. I don't know why, my tires were really good the whole race, and it just paid off there at the end.
Yeah, it definitely did. You were able to make the pass. A little bit of a nudge. We won't really call that a bump and a run, but it's pretty much a product of New Hampshire, the type of racetrack it is and how flat it is through the corners. So hard to pass. You guys make a little bit of contact there. You were able to get that spot away from him, but then he fell right back behind you, and he was there up until about 6 or 7 laps to go, and trying to put the pressure back on you. Once you got that lead, knowing that you got it with a little bit of a nudge, were you expecting maybe a little, I wouldn't say payback, but maybe a little something right back at you, him trying to take that away from you?
Oh yeah, I think that's the only way you can pass at this place, because unlike Milwaukee, it doesn't drive like how it kind of does on TV. So we're running up the racetrack, and that's the only way to get around here. If you try to pass on the bottom, you'll never have any momentum without just kind of forcing the guy up a little bit or anything. So I was watching the mirror in the center of the corners, and I saw that bumper getting bigger every once in a while. I didn't panic, but I figured if I let him get close enough with laps grinding down, it was going to get a little physical. But that's short track racing, especially at a place like this. You can't pass worth anything, so you just got to take advantage when you're faster than somebody, give them a little nudge. I mean, personally, I just think there's a difference between, nudging them out of the way and then, sending them. So as long as you nudge them pretty good, you got a chance at it.
Yeah, you nudged him. He didn't wreck. He ended up coming home in the second spot, so pretty good start for both of you guys. How about the top 8 guys, all finishing chase competitors right there in the top 8 here tonight? So not bad showing for all the guys that are eligible for the championship. Yourself, though, like you mentioned, with the win, you get yourself locked into that round of 8 here after a couple more weeks. We got Las Vegas in 2 weeks, then Talladega. With Talladega there looming, it probably makes this win that much more sweeter.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I looked at the schedule. Talladega and winning are things that you don't really plan on doing. So I really need to get this done now or next week, and to get it done early is a good thing. Next week we'll see if we can shut them out of wins, and then Talladega, somebody else is going to win. That's just going to be a crapshoot, as it always is. So.
It always is. It always will be. Talladega, of course, on the schedule in a couple of races. It looks like we got a week off before we hit to Vegas, so you get yourself an extra week to celebrate this win here in the chase, and obviously back-to-back wins for you. Looking for 3 in a row at Vegas when we head there, so obviously a different track, a mile and a half. Unlike the Milwaukee Mile in New Hampshire, which some could say were pretty similar, you were able to get the job done on both of these over the last couple of weeks. So, Byron, with the win, sticking around and chatting with us, we'll give you this opportunity here, sponsors and shout-outs.
Yeah, just, thanks again to Focus 7, JDR Graphics, you guys for doing these broadcasts, ASCORS, just everybody involved. It's pretty cool to run these races, a lot of talented guys out there, and, personally for me, it's more fun than running official races or anything like that right now. So it's, it's a blast, and just thanks to you guys for putting on the show.
So a lot of green flag laps. You were able to get the job done. Congratulations again, Brian, on the or Byron. Congratulations again on the win, and we look forward to. We're going to look forward to seeing you in Vegas in a couple weeks.
Thanks. See you in a couple of weeks.
And there you have it. The winner here tonight, Byron Daly, gets the job done. Back-to-back weeks. Got the win at Milwaukee last week to get himself locked into the chase with the win, and now finds himself a winner here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway and gets himself locked in now to the round of 8. That'll happen after a couple of more races. But let's head down now to pit road, and I think our second-place driver has found Kelly Dahl.
Thanks, Andy. I've caught up with our second-place finisher tonight, Adam Benefiel, bringing home that number 83 into second place. Adam, we saw a lot of bumping and banging with all these drivers as they tried to pass. I mean, I don't think we really saw very many passes that actually were completely clean. So how difficult really was it to pass here?
It was really difficult. With everybody shifting, it kind of and passing. You either had to be a lot better than them doing it, or give them a little nudge to get them up to the racetrack a little more, and then get the truck straight for a solid drive off. It was difficult, but at the same time, it makes the racing interesting.
And while we did see a lot of contact, we didn't really see very many caution flags. We only really had 2 for the night. I mean, were you expecting a lot of cautions to happen tonight? And if so, did that change your strategy, having that really long green flag run?
No, I figured we'd have one or two about what we had. This league and this series is pretty good about having long green flag runs. I was hoping it would go to the end like it did. I just, I overcooked the right rear, and I cooked it a little bit more than I needed to, and it didn't pay off past and to get back on the lead lap for whatever reason. It might have been a little closer at the end of the race. Probably could have done something about it, but I guess they just had to try to get their lap back.
Well, second place is still a very solid finish for the start of this chase. I mean, we still have 2 more races left in this round, Las Vegas and Talladega. So what's your strategy coming into these next 2 races?
Vegas, I like the place. We'll see how it goes there. Come out with another podium and try to build a little bit of a cushion to go into Talladega. That place right there, you can get swallowed up and spit out in a heartbeat at that place. But we'll go into Vegas and try to get a good run, another podium, build a little bit of a cushion. So if something happens for Talladega, we'll be all right. Hopefully, just got to stay with that 60 truck. There's a lot of side bets going on who's going to win this championship, and I'm going to try like hell to make sure that I'm there to give them a challenge at the end of the year.
Well, you're able to get that 83 Rules Speed Dynamic Chevy Silverado up into second place tonight. Who would you like to thank for this good run tonight?
Guys at APC, One Up Motorsports, my teammates that are in here, Jake Champion, Bentley Gleaser, and Brian Schoenburg. Brian he wasn't racing his admin, but he was also in my ear. He's pretty damn good around this place, so he was giving me some advice and keeping me motivated. But you guys for broadcasting, y'all do a great job, and Brian and JD and all of them for putting up this league so we can come and have races like this and hang out and rub, bang, and get pissed off together.
Well, Brian's tips and motivation definitely paid off for you tonight. A second place finish, a great way to start off the chase.
Yeah, man. Hopefully we can keep it going.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to send it now down a bit further down the pit lane to, I believe Daniel's caught up with Tommy Ryan here.
Yeah, I'm down here with the 99 machine of Tommy Ryan. Tommy, they're gonna have to nickname you Flying Ryan, cause you were on the prowl right there. You were a man on the mission, and in them last 15 laps, you moved all the way up into the 3rd spot. Talk us through your day, Tommy.
Well, the word of the day is right front tire and right rear tire. If you could manage those and get out of the corner, man, you could make some time up. But, man, it was so hard to pass. I'm sure you guys saw how close some of them were, and people were knocking each other out of the way at times. But it was tight out of the corners, man. If you could keep the right rear on it and get to the throttle. A lot of guys were talking about shifting, and I didn't shift one time, and I think that's how I was able to keep the right rear on it and drive it through the field. But, man, it's a lot of fun in here, man. These guys are really quick, and they have excellent car control, so it's a blast to race around them.
Yeah, you were really good out there, and tonight I noticed where drivers were really loose entering, and I don't know if that was due to shifting. I don't know if you could tell that. How was the competition out there?
Yeah, I never got loose or anything on the entry. It was mainly just center out, and it was just depending on how hard you crank the wheel and lay the the freaking pedal down. So as long as you didn't get too aggressive with it, and just like I said, just maintain the tire and concentrate on your own line, and try not to do what the guy in front of you is doing, you could kind of come up through there. But the truck was relatively handled pretty well. But it was a good night, man. Roll up through there.
Yeah, it was a real good night for you. with going into Vegas and then Talladega, these last two races in the chase round of 12, how do you feel going into them next two races of Las Vegas and Talladega?
Vegas should be cool, man. I feel like I run pretty well there. I hope to get, at least a top 5 and kind of get a decent, I ain't gonna say point lead, but get a good point standing there before we go into Dega. And everybody knows Dega. If you're in the right place at the right time, you could come out of there with a win. If not, man, you could end up in the fence. But yeah, it's going to be tough. But I think my chances are good, man. I think I'll get to the next round anyway.
Yeah, if you drove anything like you did tonight, we'll see you in the top 3 or maybe even victory lane pretty soon. With you giving us time and talking here tonight, we know you don't do it by yourself, so who do you have to thank?
I got a lot of teammates, man. Unacceptable Racing. We have a Facebook page, so always check that out. We always have cool, fun stuff on there. And obviously, man, SegPay for sponsoring this entire series. It takes a lot to step up and pay for everything and have payouts and everything that comes along with that. And of course, my sponsor on my truck, longtime sponsor, Northern Tool and Equipment. Always go to their website, man. We always have clearance stuff and really good deals, so make sure you go buy some stuff.
And thank you, Tommy, for everything you do. And that's your finisher. He started 15th. He finished 3rd tonight, and I'm going to send it back up to Andy Kessler in the booth.
Yeah, so what a great way to start the chase for this season for the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series. And to talk about, the cream rising to the top 8 finishers in this race, all championship contenders. So a great start for a lot of these guys, exactly what they need when you got Talladega, the last race in this segment. So it's so important to finish as well as you can when you got a racetrack like that coming up on the schedule. All 3 of these guys mentioned exactly what comes with Talladega and that type of racing, and they just know how important these first couple of races are. So to see the top 8 be chase contenders, and and then just right outside the top 10, Tyler Dalton, Chad Coleman, Richard Beasley, Dwayne Woods, all 4 of those guys. Those are the other championship guys, and they were right there as well, too, knocking on the door for a top 10. So really good to see all the chase contenders have a really good night here tonight. It's what they needed. Builds a little momentum, builds them a little bit of, something they can carry over into the next week or two.
Yeah, I think it's very important that for these guys that did have that strong finish tonight, it really gives them, especially these guys that finish the top 3, it will relax them a bit coming into Vegas, and maybe it'll keep them calm and keep them from overthinking things, and perhaps it'll lead them to another strong finish, which would set them up for Talladega. I mean, if you have 2 back-to-back, great top 3, top 5 finishes, I mean, who cares what happens at Talladega? You might just wreck out lap 1, and you could probably still make it through to the next round. So it was very important for these guys to finish well tonight.
Yeah, it definitely is. We talk about chase racing and the importance of wins. Daniel and Byron Daly was able to get the job done here tonight. He can breathe a sigh of relief. He talked about going into Vegas in a couple of weeks and stealing a win away. Corners, especially in 1 and 2, you can definitely use that second lane. You can definitely use that top lane to your advantage. And then there's some guys that are just as fast on the bottom side as well, too. So it's definitely a fun place to take these trucks, and I'm looking forward to that in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, most definitely. Vegas is very distinct. Sometimes you'll go through 1 and 2 and run the outside and be quick, and go into 3 and 4 and you'll run the bottom, or maybe switch it around, run 3 and 4 up high and be fast, and 1 and 2 down low. It's just depending on your driving style. But the thing about Byron Daly is he does not have to worry anymore. He's got to win. He's in, but all that's going to switch everything up. And with how close all these chasers finished tonight, it's going to make it even closer in Talladega, and that's going to make it more exciting getting down to that. I look at Talladega as a wild card race. I mean, Tyler Dalton, That was your 11th place finisher, and then you got Chad Coleman, Richard Beasley, and Dory Woods. They were all right there. So that's going to make it even more wilder going into Talladega and Vegas. So if they stay close going into Vegas and then finish good and finish close again, that's going to make Talladega even position, like how close everybody races there. One spot, that's all it could come down to.
And, of course, Talladega, the second plate track on the schedule. The first one coming the first race of the season. And, of course, Dory Woods picking up the victory at Daytona. This has been gets his win last week at Milwaukee to get into the chase and wins here tonight. Locks himself into the round of 8. But that'll happen in a few short weeks. 2 weeks' time, we go to Las Vegas for chase race number 2. We hope to look to see all of you there. We want to thank everybody from the ASCORS League, including Brian Schoenburg, JD Laird, all the guys behind the scenes that make it happen. Of course, SegPay can't do anything without them, and Garrett Smithley Racing as well. We want to thank all of you for tuning in. We want to thank everybody at LSRTV as well, including the broadcast crew tonight, myself, Andy Kessler. We had, of course, Kelly Dahl. We had Daniel Eberhardt as well up here in the booth. And as always, the lovely and talented Cisco Scaramuza down in the production van. We want to thank all of you for tuning in. We hope to see you all in 1 week's time, or 2 weeks' time, I should say. We got 1 week off, and then we're going to go to Las Vegas for chase race number 2. That happens 2 weeks' time right here on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank everyone for showing up, and thank everyone for tuning into this one. And we look forward to the next one as all. Stay up to date with everything with Live Sim Racing at livesimracing.com, and you can check out our full broadcast schedule of everything that's coming up. It's that time of season. We're going to see a lot of chase racing, a lot of championships to hand out. So keep in tune with everything that goes on. Until next time, though, we'll see you from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. It's the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series, and congratulations again to Byron Daly.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented under the authority of LSRTV LLC and iRacing.com and may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form, nor the accounts and descriptions of this event disseminated in any way without the express written permission of Live Sim Racing TV. LSRTV would like to thank its loyal fans for their continued support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.